Rev Victoria Loveland-Coen here at Unity Center of Peace. And have you ever had this experience? You set your intention to be a loving, kind person and for all of your communication to be peaceful. But sometimes you get triggered by something that someone says or does and it just all goes out the window. Or despite your best efforts, it just doesn't come out right. Happens to all of us. That's why we decided to do a book study group featuring Nonviolent Communication by Marshall Rosenberg. And in the book study groups, you'll learn a set of tools that can help you live a life of compassion and collaboration and authenticity. You'll also learn to ask for what you want and to create a win-win with everyone. So there are two ways that you can participate. One is on Sunday afternoons, and the other is online via Zoom. So go to our website, unitychapelhill.org, and choose the group of your choice, and I'll see you there. Hi, it's Rev Victoria Loveland-Coen here at Unity Center of Peace. And have you ever had this experience? You set your intention to be a loving, kind person and for all of your communication to be peaceful. But sometimes you get triggered by something that someone says or does and it just all goes out the window. Or despite your best efforts, it just doesn't come out right. Happens to all of us. That's why we decided to do a book study group featuring Nonviolent Communication by Marshall Rosenberg. And in the book study groups, you'll learn a set of tools that can help you live a life of compassion and collaboration and authenticity. You'll also learn to ask for what you want and to create a win-win with everyone. So there are two ways that you can participate. One is on Sunday afternoons, and the other is online via Zoom. So go to our website, unitychapelhill.org, and choose the group of your choice, and I'll see you there. Hi, it's Rev Victoria Loveland-Coen here at Unity Center of Peace. And have you ever had this experience? You set your intention to be a loving, kind person and for all of your communication to be peaceful. But sometimes you get triggered by something that someone says or does and it just all goes out the window. Or despite your best efforts, it just doesn't come out right. Happens to all of us. That's why we decided to do a book study group featuring Nonviolent Communication by Marshall Rosenberg. And in the book study groups, you'll learn a set of tools that can help you live a life of compassion and collaboration and authenticity. You'll also learn to ask for what you want and to create a win-win with everyone. So there are two ways that you can participate. One is on Sunday afternoons, and the other is online via Zoom. So go to our website, unitychapelhill.org, and choose the group of your choice, and I'll see you there. Hi, it's Rev Victoria Loveland-Coen here at Unity Center of Peace. And have you ever had this experience? You set your intention to be a loving, kind person and for all of your communication to be peaceful. But sometimes you get triggered by something that someone says or does and it just all goes out the window. Or despite your best efforts, it just doesn't come out right. Happens to all of us. That's why we decided to do a book study group featuring Nonviolent Communication by Marshall Rosenberg. And in the book study groups, you'll learn a set of tools that can help you live a life of compassion and collaboration and authenticity. You'll also learn to ask for what you want and to create a win-win with everyone. So there are two ways that you can participate. One is on Sunday afternoons, and the other is online via Zoom. So go to our website, unitychapelhill.org, and choose the group of your choice, and I'll see you there. it's Rev Victoria Loveland-Coen here at Unity Center of Peace. And have you ever had this experience? You set your intention to be a loving, kind person and for all of your communication to be peaceful. But sometimes you get triggered by something that someone says or does and it just all goes out the window. Or despite your best efforts, it just doesn't come out right. Happens to all of us. That's why we decided to do a book study group featuring Nonviolent Communication by Marshall Rosenberg. And in the book study groups, you'll learn a set of tools that can help you live a life of compassion and collaboration and authenticity. You'll also learn to ask for what you want and to create a win-win with everyone. So there are two ways that you can participate. One is on Sunday afternoons, and the other is online via Zoom. So go to our website, unitychapelhill.org, and choose the group of your choice, and I'll see you there.
Good morning and welcome to this Sunday service, Unity Center Peace. I'm Karen, this is Andres. We're going to be your musical companions for today's service. Please silence these puppies so they don't sing along. Thank you. And thank you. That reminds me. The words are in your little brochure there. Here we go. Thank you for these. Thank you. Thank you. Here we go. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This beautiful day. This beautiful day. This beautiful day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This wonderful day. This wonderful day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This healing day. This healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This joyful day. This joyful day. Thank you. Here we go. Thank you.
Woohoo! All right, you may be seated. Thank you. Yes, wonderful. Thank you. And thank you for being here, for coming this morning to Unity Center of Peace. I am Rev Victoria Loveland-Coen, and to my left is the wonderful Chris Eagle, who will be anchoring us in a high consciousness of love through the meditation and all of the other things that he's doing today. And we want to say hello to those of you joining us online. Hi, I know some of you coming today. They're like, oh, I watched you online. It was like, that's the first time I saw you, was online. So we want to make sure that you feel welcome. We see you. Hopefully you see us. Just put something in the chat, and maybe we'll see you in person too soon. All right, so it's a special day today. We're going to open our hearts wide. We're going to experience an increase in infinite good. And it's going to start right now as Chris lights the Divine Light candle. And we're going to just spend a moment being with that element of fire. And I invite you to say our opening invocation, which is on that buff sheet that's in the seat back in front of you, if you're not yet familiar with that. There it is. All right. taking a nice deep breath into your heart center. Together, there is only one presence and one power active in the universe and in my life. God, the good omnipotence. Let that just sink in. Let it sink into every cell of your being. That omnipresent, infinite good that is here, now, available in this moment. We just need to open to it. And we do this now consciously. And so it is. All right, before we go into our meditation this morning, I am so excited to tell you that we have 4 wonderful individuals who have chosen to become members of Unity Center of Peace. And if I could invite those up, we've got Carla Glass, come on up. Marnie Maxwell, Judah Schneider, come on down. Stephanie Pollard, come on down. Yeah. This is some powerful women right here, let me tell you. Oh yes. And they have made a conscious choice to dive deeper into their spiritual growth, into their spiritual path, and to create a deeper connection with Unity Center of Peace. And in that, they have completed the Pathways to Community course, and they have agreed to the member covenant. And so I'd like to read just kind of the essence of that covenant. And those of you who are already members, maybe you can also reconnect with that. Remember that is what we agreed in our heart. Okay? The first is, I understand and align with the basic teachings of unity, and I support UCP's mission, vision, and core values. My spiritual unfoldment and relationship with the divine is a priority in my life. I strive to consciously create, along with my fellow members and congregants, a loving and accepting atmosphere where everyone is welcome. I support UCP financially as I joyfully and lovingly share my tithes or love offerings according to my inner guidance. I commit to sharing time and talent with one of the UCP ministry teams, and a couple of you are already engaged in that. I speak with constructive purpose about UCP and my fellow congregants. I recognize that my presence at and participation in services and activities contributes to and enhances the experience for myself and everyone. Together with my spiritual family, I recognize that through my support, sacred service, participation, and commitment, I help sustain the UCP programs that we know bless and serve this community and in the world. Through my membership, I honor the Spirit in me and the Spirit in all. If you agree to this, would you say after me, I do? All right, take it away, Chris. Chris and Katie are members of the board.
All right, by lighting your candle from the Divine Light candle, you commit to growing in spiritual consciousness and are now welcomed as an official member of this spiritual community. So would you all please stand? Do you, UCP community, agree to support these new members in their spiritual growth and their service to this community? Please respond, I do. I do. All right, so let's join me in showering these new members with our unity blessing. We
love you. We bless you. We appreciate you just the way you are, and we behold the Christ as you.
Let's give them a round of applause. All right, so you may be seated. If you would all plant your light in the sand, and you just have to kind of be a little persistent in getting it down in there so that we can enjoy it in communion. So before
Hang
you
on,
go
before you
away, we also have some good stuff for
goodie
you.
bag.
Yes.
Loot, yes.
Yes.
Judith, here you are.
All right.
And as you may know, Judith and Stephanie have been here for a while, and they've just jumped into wonderful service and just provided such beautiful love in the form of refreshments after the service, kitchen angel work, and all of that. Carla, here we go.
Yeah. And so you can go back.
That needs to go down a little bit.
All right.
Yay! Welcome. Welcome, welcome. All right. Beautiful. All right, let's continue with our meditation.
Sure.
I surrender. I trust and I know as I surrender, I fall into the arms of love. I surrender. I trust and I know as I surrender, I fall into the arms of love. I fall into the arms of love.
Just double check to make sure your devices are meditating before we go into our own. And if it's comfortable, clear anything from your laps, just so you can just be present and fully supported by whatever you're seated upon. If it's comfortable, close your eyes or gaze softly down, just allowing yourself to relax into beingness. We do a lot as humans, but it's the being that allows us to center. So just let my words help you find that beingness for you. As you breathe, this wonderful affirmation that runs through us 24/7 without us even thinking about it, allow it to move things to where they need to be. The inhale brings in, on the physical level, oxygen, nitrogen, carbon, and all kinds of other little trace molecules. And on the exhale, things that are no longer needed, carbon dioxide and other things. But it also moves so many other things. So allow it to move you into this beingness. Allow it to loosen any tension that might be felt in your body, any thoughts that are running. We can simply just notice them. Yes, they are there. Yes, they exist. And they can just be as well. Give yourself permission to be. You may notice that there is sort of a center of you. You might feel it behind your heart or sort of heart center. You might feel like it might be part of your spine. But allow yourself to relax into that center. And as you breathe, notice the other parts of you. Your fingers, your toes, your your ankles, your arms, your hips, your shoulders, your neck, your head, your body. They all have senses that are telling you things. And just appreciate them being able to communicate with you. And yet, there's more. In your noticing, you can feel beyond your body. You have senses that are letting you know there are others in this room, even though your eyes are closed. But there's a pervasiveness, something deeper that you feel. I encourage you to just explore that and where it wants to take you in the silence. In this awareness that we have co-created, if there are any people, situations, places that don't yet feel in concert with this experience, would you please call their names softly aloud, inviting them in? By inviting them in, we allow them to become more of that. And our trained prayer partner, Pat Webster, is going to include and envelop those prayer requests that have also come in.
Sweet, sweet Spirit, we are held in the arms of love. We are the arms of love. We are the heart of love. And here, while we are presence, we are divine. In in this place where we're all one, we send our energy, our power, the omnipotence of us, the healing of us. We send that energy to every individual who's represented by the prayers in this box. Those people who are wishing for prayers with all the struggles of this human life, that we get to live from the divine as our way shower Jesus showed us. How to do all those things from this dense physical plane. And so we know, as we ask in the no space, no time of the divine, that prayers for abundance from the infinite source are granted now. Prayers for healing, healing of body, mind, spirit, healing of relationships is manifest now. Healings for guidance, reception of guidance on the path in this human journey has happened now. And we are knowing that it will be manifest in all divine order. For all this, we are so very grateful and say, and so it is.
Allowing yourself to re-inhabit your body fully in an awake state, a different awake state. If it feels like you need to stretch a little, stretch fingers and toes. If you stretch further, if you have somebody nearby, make sure it's a consensual stretch. We like to honor everybody in this room. And if you would take a moment to look at least 2 other divine beings and connect with them. And there are lots in the room and those outside live streaming. See you. All right. So before we get into the music, let us enliven our vision and mission, which are either on the front of the program or on the bus sheet as well. So whichever is close at hand, if you don't already know it. Let's really say those together, putting the energy into it, the life into it. Our vision: we envision the divine light awakening in all. Our mission: we center in peace and love. We connect in our hearts with others. We celebrate our journey toward wholeness, and we smile others to experience their spiritual magnificence. And so it is. Take it away, Karen.
I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith. And I am stronger every moment, every day. My mind is willing and my heart is open wide. I trust my instincts and let Spirit be my guide. I vow to live a life that's real and pure and free. As I continue walking in this mystery, I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith, and I am stronger every moment, every day. There may be walls, there may be roadblocks in my way, but I can choose to take a higher path each day. And now I know that what I thought was safe and sound was only habit and regret that held me down. I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith, and I am kinder every moment, every day. And I'm more loving every moment, every day. I will surrender every moment, every day.
Thank you. Straight from the heart. Straight from the heart. Oh, and these lights here, these UCP is a little brighter today with the four of you here. Oh, yeah. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Whew, yes, we are continuing our adventure in nonviolent communication. Studying the book of the same name by Marshall Rosenberg. And as we were talking about last week, the contents of the book are very much in alignment with what we're about here at Unity, because it's kind of all about remembering and expressing the highest that is within us, right? And seeing the highest within everyone else, even when they're not expressing it. And so NVC is a system for helping us return to our natural state of love and compassion. And by doing that, inspiring others to also return to theirs. Now, we're learning a new language, right? This is a new language. How many of you have attended one of the book study groups, either the in-person or the online? Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, it's the book studies are really good, and if you didn't get a chance to join last week, you are welcome to join today. It's after the service, or if you can't stay, I have one via Zoom on Monday. Just let me know and I'll send you the Zoom link. Because it is a new language, right? It's a new language that we have to learn, and practicing it is the best way to do it. Once we really put it into use, we shift our way of thinking. We're shifting our way of thinking, and we're more open to compassion for ourselves and for others. We just embrace more compassion for ourselves, for others, for the world. We have a newer understanding of the world. And so last week we introduced the 4 components of NVC, which we will continue to visit throughout this 5-week journey because, again, this is this new language and we want to get used to it. And how's it work in my life? How's it work in this situation? So the basic units here are, number 1, observe. We observe concrete action without judgment, right? Without evaluation. Concrete action that affects our well-being. And that's the tricky part, the without judgment. And we're going to get into this more today. So, for example, I could say I get a statement, a credit card statement in mail, and I'm looking at it, and I see a charge on this credit card bill for Instacart that I was unexpected. I had a feeling I knew who it might have been. So now, step 2 is my feeling. How do I feel now, right? I want to identify my feelings. And I want to state it to this person in a way that I start with the observation and then how I feel when I observe it. So when I see a charge on my credit card bill for Instacart that I'm not expecting, I feel bewildered and dismayed and mistrustful, right? And then the third thing, now I can identify the need. What am I needing? The need that's connected to the feeling. And when you do this, you want to keep the other person out of this. We don't want to say, I need you to do something, right? It's all about us. We are owning this need. So I am needing more communication, more trust, more honesty. And then the 4th thing is the request. Now I make a request. And I say, would you be willing to call me and let me know in advance if you need to charge something on my credit card, right? This was an actual conversation a few years ago, and it worked. Worked really well. So these are the steps that we're going to get to learn and learn how to use them in various conversations. So, now, we also talked last week about, really briefly, about just 2 of the things, the ways of speaking and thinking that block our compassion. Compassion for ourselves, compassion for others. And the first is moralistic judgment. And that's when we name people as bad or wrong when they don't act in alignment with what we value. So, she's flaky. These people are selfish. These people are greedy. He's insensitive. Right? We're focusing on the wrongness of someone. We're focusing on the wrongness rather than what it is we need and aren't getting. It's not a good way to go about trying to get our needs met if we're just focusing on the wrongness of someone else, right? And also, it kind of adds to the violence of the collective consciousness. And he says, Marshall Rosenberg points out, that in a culture where we label people as good or bad, and the bad people we believe need to be punished, and we see this reflected in a lot of Hollywood movies, right? Particularly hero movies or video games where there is, the good guys go after the bad guys and they capture them, right? And then they kill them. Yay, everybody cheers. It's a lot. It's permeating our culture. He says in a culture like this, there is a definite increase in actual violence. And in countries where they're more likely to identify their needs of themselves and of somebody else, there's less violence, which I think is a really interesting way of observing that. All right, so the next form of judgment is comparing. Now, most of us on a spiritual path, we know that if we compare ourselves with others, it kind of robs us of our peace, right? You want to make yourself feel really miserable really fast? Compare yourself with really accomplished people. Or how about female and male models and fashion magazines? Ooh, that'll do it. So what we're doing is that we're blocking compassion for ourselves, and we're giving ourselves the message that we're not worthy of love and of recognition. When what we're really wanting is love and acceptance of who we are exactly the way we are. We need it from ourselves first, and then we can request it from others too. The next form of life, he calls this life-alienating communication. It blocks the compassion, but he says it's either life-enhancing or life-alienating. So these are life-alienating communication. Is that we talked about last week, denial of responsibility, particularly when it's reflected in the statement, I have to do this, as opposed to I choose to do this. All right? When we do this, we are assigning someone else outside of us, or force outside of us for our behavior, making us do things that we don't want to do, like an authority figure, a boss, a spouse, just the peer pressure or the societal roles, gender roles, and uncontrollable impulses. So how many of you actually practiced that this week? We had a little assignment last week that we're going to pay attention to a couple. Okay, well, you got another chance this week. We're going to pay attention to all the times we say or think, I have to. And then when we catch that, shift it to I choose to. I choose to. You know, it just, not only does it help, center you in peace, but you take back your power, right? Not out there, it's in here. Okay, so the last one he talks about is demands. And this is when we threaten people with blame or punishment, actual punishment, for not complying. So, and it could be even unspoken. I'm going to give you the cold shoulder till you get me what I want. That kind of thing. And he says in the book that when we do this, we may get what we want. We may force people to do what it is we want, but we will pay for it dearly, one way or the other, because it doesn't come from the heart. It's not coming from the heart. It's coming from a sense of obligation or shame, right? Or blame or guilt. And, that always backfires. So we want to watch that language. So, okay, these are all the ways that we block compassion for ourselves and others. Now remember, the premise that we started with is that the reality, the highest reality of our nature is one of love. And that we are all expressions of the same one source, the same one love. Therefore, we're all connected. Therefore, it is our nature to give and receive love and compassion from each other. And when that doesn't happen, something's gotten in the way. And so, both unity and NVC, nonviolent communication, we refer to it as NVC, have a similar premise in that we are born innocent. We are really born of love. And we come into this world that is really upside down, Upside down thinking. You know, at UCP, you may have heard me say many times that we're born into this world that is asleep and dreaming the dream of separation, that we're separate from each other, we're separate from source, we're separate from our good. And if you take it out into the broader kind of traditional Christianity or other religions, is this belief, even if you're not even raised Christian, but it's kind of in the collective psyche, that we're born in sin. You know, that our inherent nature is evil. And so we have to manage it. We have to correct it. We have to, or get somebody to help us fix it, right? And and so, you know, he's saying, and so we learn these life alienating communications because we don't know anything else. This is kind of, you know, what our default of what we're doing to kind of figure it out, navigate through this upside down world. And he says, life alienating communication both stems from and supports hierarchical and domination societies where large populations are controlled by a small number of individuals to those individuals' benefit. Right? So think autocrats, dictators, kings. You know, it's in their interest that you continue to believe that you are flawed or evil and you need to be managed. Somebody needs to help you and, you know, control you, right? So, you know, I think about, like, how do dictators and autocrats come to power? You know, look no further. If the population is believing I'm inherently evil and I need somebody to help me be good, you know, that's it. We're giving our power away. So, as synchronicity would have it, I have this calendar in my office that has, you know, inspirational sayings every month and a beautiful photograph. You've seen these. And I just turned to March, and it was Pema Chodron. And she says, virtuous behavior is not about doing good because we're bad and need to shape up. Instead of guilt or dogma, how we choose to act can be guided by wisdom and kindness. Seen in this light, our question then boils down to what awakens my heart and what blocks that process from happening. What awakens my heart or what blocks that process from happening. We can all do this individually. It's just kind of a retraining. Right? And it would benefit us enormously if we all wake up and remember, you know, that we are from love, that we are love, that we are expressions of love. That is our nature, and that we're all connected. That's what we're doing here, right? We come here to remind each other and remind ourselves of this. All right, so before I move on to the next section, I'd like to invite someone to come up. Kellyanne, read this prose that's featured pretty prominently in this book by Ruth Biebermeyer.
All right.
Thank you.
Sure. I've never seen a lazy man. I've seen a man who never ran while I watched him, and I've seen a man who sometimes slept between lunch and dinner, and who'd stay at home upon a rainy day, but he was not a lazy man. Before you call me crazy, think, was he a lazy man, or did he just do things that we label lazy? I've never seen a stupid kid. I've seen a kid who sometimes did things I didn't understand, or things in ways I hadn't planned, but I've seen a kid who hadn't seen the same places where I had been. But he was not a stupid kid. Before you call him stupid, think, was he a stupid kid, or did he just know different things than I did? I've looked as hard as I can look, but never seen a cook. I saw a person who combined ingredients on which we dined, a person who turned on the heat and watched the stove that cooked the meat. I saw those things, but not a cook. Tell me, when you're looking, is it a cook you see, or is someone doing things we call cooking? What some of us call lazy, some call tired or easygoing. What some of us call stupid, some just call a different knowing. Sorry. So I've come to the conclusion it will save us all confusion if we don't mix up what we can see with what is our opinion. Because you may, I also want to say, I know it's only my opinion.
Isn't that beautiful? Yeah. I think that just puts it in really easy to understand terms. So we're talking about observation without evaluation. Observation without evaluation. That's really looking at something and taking our judgment out of it. So what Marshall Rosenberg is suggesting, recommending, is something that has been endorsed by spiritual masters and spiritual texts from the beginning of time. You know, if you think about it, Hinduism has this practice of Sakshi Bhava, which is to be present as a witness, the state of being a witness. So it's looking at the activity in your mind and your body with a separation of the witness, being in the witness consciousness. And that helps us to recognize that there is this higher self, this eternal self, this I that I am, that is distinct from all of the ever-changing phenomena of the world. And isn't that a practice we want to continue to do, to know that? So in Buddhism, they have, mindfulness practice, which is the practice of being present to what is without judging it as good or bad or preferable or to be avoided, just being present to what is. And so similarly in NVC, there is this goal of creating a separation between the observation and the evaluation, getting our judgment out of what we are observing and being just present with that, right? Which is not always an easy thing to do, not always an easy thing to maintain. That's why it's a practice, right? It's a practice. And so I'm going to invite you here in this moment to get a little taste of this. So go ahead and sit back, get relaxed. You're going to keep your eyes open for this one. But just get comfortable and relax. Take a deep breath. Now, I want you to notice the temperature in the room. Notice the temperature. Just feel what it is without judging. It's too cool, it's too warm. Just being present to what is. Now, look outside the window. Look at the trees outside the window. Without judging, oh, I can't wait till those leaves come back on those trees. Can't wait for spring. Just being present to the beauty of what that is right now in that state. Take a breath. Be present in this moment. Feel the sensations in your body. Be present to what's going on in your body. Any aches or pains anywhere? Maybe your tummy, maybe you're feeling some hunger pangs right now.
See if you can just be present to that without thinking, I got to put some food in there to stop that. Can't wait to have lunch. Just be here with that experience, with that sensation. And breathe. And be present to this moment for another moment without judging. This is going on too long. I wish she'd stop. I hate these kind of exercises. I love these kind of exercises. Just being here in the moment. One more minute. Okay. Come on back fully, feeling present. So some of you might have felt like really peaceful, like that was a really lovely, peaceful thing. Other people were like incredibly bored, or, you feel the judgment coming up, and you go, ah. Again, it's a practice. It's something we're just going to try, and we're going to practice. And you can do it anywhere you are. You can practice it in a sort of mindfulness meditation where you're sitting there, where you're walking the sacred spaces. This is a perfect place to practice this kind of thing. You can practice it in, you're out and about. So this week I had an experience of this in the grocery store. And I was in line, and there was somebody in front of me, and the clerk was so slow. She was packing these bags, just really carefully putting it in so slowly. And that usually makes me really tense because I'm always in a hurry, like, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. God, she's so slow, right? So I became aware that was happening, and I thought, and so when I finally got up to her, I thought, okay, let me just be with this experience and this person and make a connection. And I looked in her eyes. She had beautiful eyes. She had a really interesting name. We talked a little bit about how her name came to be. And I felt myself just relaxing and being present and being, really with this person in this connected way. And then I noticed that she had scars all up and down her arm. And I thought, how much pain do you have to be in to mutilate yourself like that? And my heart just went out to her. And I just thought, oh, let me just send you love. Just want to send, she was a young girl. Just send you love. I don't know if she felt it, but I felt really present in the moment in this natural state of love with this other person who was open, just open. She was there, and then I left feeling like that experience, that was the life-enhancing experience that he talks about. It's a life-enhancing for me, hopefully for her. No. So look for opportunities when you are going about your week and you are tempted to make a judgment driving down the highway. That's a really good opportunity to experience that. How much judgment do we have of other drivers? Just being present. We never know what is going on with somebody. All right? You agree? This is our practice for this week? All right. Namaste.
When all you see is darkness, be the light. And if you're stuck in struggle, find some peace. When life brings you worry, search for hope. Be the seeds of change and watch love grow. Be the seeds of change and watch love grow. Kindness is a virtue, so they say. But sometimes life gets in the way. You never know the difference you might bring. A glance, a moment could change everything. So when all you see is darkness, be that light. And if you're stuck in struggle, find some peace. When life brings you worry, search for hope. Be the seeds of change and watch love grow. Yeah. Be the seeds of change and watch love grow. Patience is a virtue. Take a breath. Feel your heart expand, then decompress. The words you choose to use can break a heart, or open up a door to a brand new start. Our time here on this planet's like a shooting star. The legacy we leave is bigger than we are. So when all you see is darkness, be that light. If you're stuck in struggle, find some peace. When life brings you worry, search for hope. Be the seed of change and watch love grow. Be the seeds of change and watch love grow. Be the seeds of change and watch love grow.
Thank you, Karen and Andres. I thought about doing this in an observation, feelings, needs, and request. And sometimes they can come in together really quickly, but what I would offer to all of you is this ability to just simply be. And we get to be together. And that's because of you and those that have come before that this Unity Center of Peace exists. I'd like to invite you into continuing it, growing and going. So whatever your gifts may be, and those of you that are conscious sustainers, there's a little green card in the seat back. There are all kinds of options in the program. Those of you online have a whole list of things that you can do as well. But it is really being this present, this life-enhancing conversation that Rev Victoria was talking about, that we get to choose to share this abundance of ours in this community, to allow this community to thrive and us thrive along with it. Would you join me in the blessing which is on this buff sheet? And realize that, yes, this is for this community, but this is also us. So it's a both and. And if you want to hold your gift to your heart, or if you're giving with a loved one, hold it together, but really feel your essence in this. Together, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I am.
power of love is here now. The power of now is here now. The power of you and me is here to create magic on earth. The power of love is here now. The power of now is here now. The power of you and me is here to create magic on earth. The power of love is here now. The power of now is here now. The power of you and me is here to create magic on earth. The power of love is here now. The power of now is here now. The power of you and me is here to create magic on earth. The power of love is here now. The power of now is here now. The power of you and me is here to create magic on earth. The power of love is here now. The power of now is here now. The power of you and me is here to create magic on earth.
That magic is in these bowls, or a representation of it. So would you extend your hands, allowing yourself to bless our combined gifts that move and fuel this spiritual community, our lives, and so much more. This energy goes out from this place into the world, blessing and multiplying the love and connection in the world, in every nook and cranny that these things go to. Not only that, but they are actually part of a flow that comes back through us with what we need, which is unique to each one of us, so that we get to feel fulfilled and have our abundance as well. So we affirm this cycle to keep on rolling, and so it is. I'm going to give Mary the prayer request box, which will live out in the foyer. So if there are any particular requests that you'd like to put in there, they get prayed over by our trained prayer partners for 30 days and go on and on. So there's that as well. There are some faces that I don't recognize. That doesn't mean you're new, but if you're new, hopefully you got a little packet. And there is a sheet on the front. If you fill out both sides and return that to the greeter. Myself, is there anybody here that did not get one of those? Not seeing it. And those of you online, we'd love it if you would put in your new, and our Facebook greeter will greet you and let you know anything if you have any questions about that. With that, I'm going to hand it back over to Karen and Andres.
This is a little number you've heard before. It's called Goodness and Light, and there's a section that's your job, especially now that I'm nursing this cough. Maybe you can help me out with this. It's the guide us into the light. 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 Yeah, I'll cue you, and if you know the rest of it too, that's great. But may we all remember to stand in love and light, especially when those judgments and comparisons come up. Sharing the light, leading the way, helping us find the goodness and grace, guiding us back, imparting the truth, helping us see how good it can be. Oh, 'cause there's so much goodness to feel. There's so much love, the golden light is real. The light the love, the feeling of grace. You're always enough, fall into love's embrace. 'Cause it's good to feel good, and it's good to feel whole. How we trust in the universe. Yeah, we trust in this goodness and light. Feeling the joy, letting it flow. Angels guide, and we're not alone. Source of it all wants us to be working with love and living with ease. Yeah, 'cause there's so much goodness to feel. There's so much love, the golden light is real. The light, the love, the feeling of grace. You're always enough, just fall into love's embrace. 'Cause it's good to feel good, and it's good to feel whole. And we trust in the universe. Yeah, we trust in this goodness and light. Here we go, everybody. Guide us into the light. Guide us into the light. Guide us into the light. Let me hear you. Guide us into the light. Guide us into the light. Guide us into the light. One more time. Guide us into the light. Guide us into the light. Open, allow, believe. Let go, surrender, and receive. The light, the love, the feeling of grace. You're always enough, just fall into love's embrace. 'Cause it's good to feel good, and it's good to feel whole. And we trust in the universe. The light, the love, the feeling of grace. You're always enough, fall into love's embrace. 'Cause it's good to feel good, and it's good to feel whole. And we trust in this universe. Yeah, yeah, we trust in the goodness and light. This goodness and light. The goodness and light. Thank you for your help.
All right. Well, we love you all. You're like, what is he going to do now? We want to especially celebrate those of you with, what do you think in March? Birthdays. Yes. So if you have a birthday this month, would you raise your hand? If you're online, put it in the chat. Woohoo! So see all these wonderful humans, divine beings? Yes. So we're going to sing happy birthday to them. There's also a cake afterwards in the Sacred Cafe. And since we have a number of names, let's just use March birthdays when we get to that point.
Here we go. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthdays. Happy birthday to you.
So help them celebrate. There's stuff in the Sacred Cafe cake. I heard some talk of how the cake was put together. It sounded really good, so don't want to miss that. All right, I'm going to move on into the announcements here. So something that you haven't heard anything about, nonviolent communication, there's a book study happening. And this is the last time, or last week, because we want to get solidified in here that you can join to participate. It started last week. So if you have any hesitation about it, would you jump in? You've heard a good chunk of it. You don't have to have read anything to start it, but it does help. And join us. So you can do it after the service today, 12:45 to 2:15, or via Zoom with Rev Victoria tomorrow, Mondays, 5 to 6:30. All right, so there's that. And something that was here or happening here prior to the pandemic is coming back, and it is Dances of Universal Peace. Yes. And there are people in the audience that know what it is. All right, it is starting up again this Thursday in this room, and it is a way of, I'm going to say, embodying prayer through music, through dance. And you don't need to have any experience to join in. It's very accessible, and it is happening at 7 to 8:30, starting this Thursday, so it will be first Thursdays of every month. And there's a suggested love offering for that of $10, and you just show up and have a really good time. And it's a way of walking your prayer. It's sort of like the fifth principle. Set. Yes, yes. Yes. So, yes, we have one of the dance leaders here. All right. And then the next night, who likes movies and popcorn? All right, that's happening right here in this space. We have our social group putting this together. The movie is The Cokeville Miracle, but the thing that I have to say is you're also going to get all these lovely people of Unity Center of Peace to watch it with. So think of this as a big living room for Friday night. And that will be happening, starting at 6 p.m., so gathering, getting the popcorn going, all of that fun stuff, right here in this place. Outreach is getting into gear, and they're shifting a little bit. You probably have noticed there has been the white basket outside in the foyer that has been gathering things. They're focusing on a slightly different thing now with Carlisle at Carborough, which helps people who are independent but might need a little help here and there. And so they have a particular need for men's belts and clothing for both men and women. So if you have any of that, and if you're doing anything remotely close to spring cleaning and you come upon those, you can bring them in and put them in that basket. So that's happening. Also, we always, after every service, have what we call our 3-minute miracle, which is done with our trained prayer partners, and they're wonderful. So if there's anything stuck in your head or your heart, I guess if it was in your shoe, you may want to just take your shoe off and find it. But if it's more of this internal stuff, avail yourself of this 3-minute miracle. Today, Pat Webster is holding us in that consciousness. And so just meet her out in the hall, and you'll get that taken care of. And if you're online, you can send an email with your phone number, and then someone will call you back and pray with you as well. All right. As you can see, we have plenty of flowers around here, but I want to accentuate these sunflowers that are smiling at all of us. And they are from our very own Debbie Hall in recognition of Rev Victoria and her faithful love and support of Unity Center of Peace. Yeah. Which I had to sit on because I knew about this, and Reverend Victoria walked in before the service and said, "Who are these about?" I was like, I don't know. Yes. All right. You all, at least in the room, are going to avail yourself of this Sacred Cafe, which has been staunchly supported by 2 of our newest members, Judith and Stephanie, and they would love help. And there's all kinds of things that can happen. So if you understand how to wash dishes or load a dishwasher or perhaps put things on plates, you can do this. There is a sign up on the back table. There's also, you could talk with Judith about what possibilities, what could happen. So it really just makes it so much more enjoyable when we have a team working with it. And thank you, Judith, for bringing this, and Stephanie has been doing this a lot as well earlier in 2023. Finally, there is no deeper dive discussion because it's going to be happening in the book study. So if you want in on that, you get to the book study. I see children, so maybe we should bring them in.
They are very ready and very excited. I am the radiant life of God. I am, I am, I am. I am the radiant life of God. I am, I am, I am. The health of God, the strength of God, vitality, energy, vim of God. I am the radiant life of God. I am, I am, I am. Oh, they're still coming.
You gotta come on up.
Okay.
Good morning. Hello. We had oh my gosh, it was like a bunch of kids. Like it was super awesome. Yeah, we started the topic of wisdom, and the question that I posed to you all is, how do you make a decision? So for the older kids, it was, how do you make a decision on the colors to fill in on the words that were written upstairs? For the younger kids, it's, well, how do you decide to color a turtle green or a planet, planet Jupiter? How do you know? And so just having to make that decision, and it was a big topic, but we're getting there. We had a lot of fun. Yes, so we'll continue with for March. It's all about wisdom, and it's my challenge to figure out how to ask kids what their wisdom is. I'm asking you all to share your wisdom. If you remember from last week, the prompts, we got a few. Eventually, my hope is to collect these into sort of a booklet so that we can have a little bit of a fundraiser, sort of the UCP Chapel Hill Wisdom Guide, that we can, sort of a daily word for all the adults. With some awesome kid art. What else? A big thank you to Karen for helping out today. One more ask before we bless the children is on the 24th of March, 24th, and then also on Easter. We're needing someone upstairs to support the kids. So come on up. It's going to be fun. So thank you.
Let's bless these children, the children inside of us and the children of the world. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you just the way you are. And we behold the Christ and you. Mwah. All right. Go find families and stuff. And if you would all, if you're able, stand up. Oops, excuse me. And if you want, join hands. And we'll say our prayer of protection, which is on the backside of the buff sheet if you don't know it, and launch into the peace song. Together, the light. All right. Get the wind up together. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let me be with my family in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment
If this video has inspired you, opened your heart, expanded your consciousness, filled you with hope, empowered you in some way, we encourage you to support what we offer here at Unity Center of Peace by making your donation now. And thank you. Hi. If this video has inspired you, opened your heart, expanded your consciousness, filled you with hope, empowered you in some way, we encourage you to support what we offer here at Unity Center of Peace by making your donation now. And thank you. Hi. If this video has inspired you, opened your heart, expanded your consciousness, filled you with hope, empowered you in some way, we encourage you to support what we offer here at Unity Center of Peace by making your donation now. And thank you. Hi. If this video has inspired you, opened your heart, expanded your consciousness, filled you with hope, empowered you in some way, we encourage you to support what we offer here at Unity Center of Peace by making your donation now. And thank you. Hi. If this video has inspired you, opened your heart, expanded your consciousness, filled you with hope, empowered you in some way, we encourage you to support what we offer here at Unity Center of Peace by making your donation now. And thank you. Hi. If this video has inspired you, opened your heart, expanded your consciousness, filled you with hope, empowered you in some way, we encourage you to support what we offer here at Unity Center of Peace by making your donation now. And thank you. Hi. If this video has inspired you, opened your heart, expanded your consciousness, filled you with hope, empowered you in some way, we encourage you to support what we offer here at Unity Center of Peace by making your donation now. And thank you. Hi. If this video has inspired you, opened your heart, expanded your consciousness, filled you with hope, empowered you in some way, we encourage you to support what we offer here at Unity Center of Peace by making your donation now. And thank you. Hi. If this video has inspired you, opened your heart, expanded your consciousness, filled you with hope, empowered you in some way, we encourage you to support what we offer here at Unity Center of Peace by making your donation now. And thank you. Hi. If this video has inspired you, opened your heart, expanded your consciousness, filled you with hope, empowered you in some way, we encourage you to support what we offer here at Unity Center of Peace by making your donation now. And thank you. Hi. If this video has inspired you, opened your heart, expanded your consciousness, filled you with hope, empowered you in some way, we encourage you to support what we offer here at Unity Center of Peace by making your donation now. And thank you. Hi. If this video has inspired you, opened your heart, expanded your consciousness, filled you with hope, empowered you in some way, we encourage you to support what we offer here at Unity Center of Peace by making your donation now. And thank you. Hi. If this video has inspired you, opened your heart, expanded your consciousness, filled you with hope, empowered you in some way, we encourage you to support what we offer here at Unity Center of Peace by making your donation now. And thank you. Hi. If this video has inspired you, opened your heart, expanded your consciousness, filled you with hope,